Good morning guys and welcome to my channel CS Witty Kids. Actually I planned out to give few Python tutorials. So here's the first one in the series. So the first thing which I would like to bring to your notice as to why do we use Python, what is Python and what are the various features, why should we use Python. So Python is an object-oriented programming language used for developing web applications, games, mathematical operations. For all this purpose, Python is used. And now why only Python? Because the coding of Python is extremely easy to understand, to comprehend, to learn, to rectify, because it uses English phrases as various high-level languages. So that's why we use Python. I also gave you few uses of Python, that is we use it in web applications, or we use it for database system to connect to database, to modify files, for to handle big files and from complex mathematics. Other than that, rapid prototyping, production ready software development. For all these purposes we use Python. So beginning with what kind of IDE we can use. So we can use various IDE. It can be PyCharm, it can be Eclipse, it can be Jupyter Notebook. I am using Jupyter Notebook because I feel Jupyter Notebook is quite easy, but you can use any other IDE according to your choice. So the first thing which I will teach you would be how to print any statement, any text in Python. For that purpose, we need to add the print keyword, then we would add parentheses. Within the parentheses, there will be quotation mark, hello. I just misspelled it, hello. And the second thing which I would tell you would be that I added hello within single quotation mark. I should change it so that it's more clear. Yeah, now I also added an exclamation mark, so it will be more clear. Now I will run it. So you see both are printed in the same way. So this means that Python can understand the text which is written within double or single quotation mark. Both mean the same. But one thing is to be noted, that if we begin writing the text with double quotation mark, then the ending should also be in double quotation mark. It cannot be with single quotation mark or vice versa. So this was about the text. Now, how to print digits, that is numerical values. So to print numerical values, we don't need to add any kind of quotation mark. We can simply write the numerical values between parentheses. So now I'll print this. So 20 got printed. So for the syntax is print with parentheses. Now inside the parentheses, whether we add a numerical value or a string value or any other value, it's up to our choice. But if we add a string value, then it should be within quotation marks, double or single quotation marks. If we add a numerical value, then it should not be with quotation mark. We can directly print it. But what if we print a numerical value inside a double quotation mark, then that piece would be considered to be a string. It would not be considered a integer value. That you should make yourself clear with. Then now in case I want to print a complex value that includes a numerical value plus your alphabets, so it can be alphanumeric. So in that case also we don't need any kind of quotation mark. As we print integer values, numerical value, we can print it the same way. The second thing I would teach you would be adding comment. What is a comment? Comment is a piece of code which is ignored by the computer during execution time. it just used to make the code more readable, so that the other person who is reading the code can understand it, that why we are adding such coding, why we are using such coding for that purpose. Now maybe in the uh, comment section I am writing, this is how we need to use print. So you see, I added the print keyword over here, but this won't be used because I have added a hashtag below. This hashtag represents that we are going to write a comment, a single line comment, to be more precise. There is no visibility of that comment in the output section. Now if we want to add multiple line comments, either we can use this hashtag sign over and over again, or instead of that we can, now see, I just removed the hashtag sign, then the print statement color got changed, it turned into green. This represents that it is a keyword. So for that purpose, now we will add your, sorry, yes. So three double quotation mark at the beginning and the ending of the comment, a multiple line comment. That was a single line comment, this is a multiple line comment. This will also get ignored by the computer. See, it's ignored. So this represents that we are writing a multiple line. For multiple line, we can also use a single quotation mark. This means that instead of using the double quotation mark 3 times, we can also use the single quotation mark 3 times. The same way how we are printing your text. It again got a note. So this was about adding the comment. So till now we have learned using print statement and adding comment. Further, we are going to know about initializing of variables. So variables are basically some memory locations that has a particular data type and some value stored in it. Each variable has a data type. So now instead of this hello written over here, what if I don't want to print this hello like this, and instead of that I want to initialize its value to a variable and I want that variable to get printed. So if I print that variable, ultimately the value will also get printed. So let's try that out. I am initializing a variable called a. So that was me. And now instead of printing, I'm erasing all this. Instead of printing hello directly, I am printing the variable. So if we are printing the variable, basically the value of the variable will get printed, because variable is nothing but a memory location. So hello. Now what will be its data type? Data means this, whatever value it contains. So what type of data it contains? Basically it means this. So print, for that purpose we'll use the keyword type within parentheses. I'll see. So it will be string class str. Str stands for string. So in our comment section, this is a string. Okay. Now I am initializing another variable. Alright, let me go to this line. I'm initializing other variable that contains numeric value. Print. Again the same way b. It will get printed. Now I want to print its type. This will be int. Int stands for integer values. So this was an alphabet and this is a numerical value. We have various numerical values, like it can be 20.5. Now in this case it will be, it won't be, the type won't be your what do we call it as int, rather it would be a float value. It will be a float value. So I'm writing over this, I misspelled it. This is float. See, this is float. Now d is equal to 4g, sorry, 4g. Print type for d. So now it's a complex value. So what we'll write, this is complex. So this is how we can declare a variable, we can find out the data type, and we can print some value allocated to some particular variable. Other than that, one thing I would like to point out is that when we type the values in text form, we need to add quotation mark. If it is in numerical or any other form, we don't need to add quotation mark. If the value of it can be either a string, it can be numerical, any value. If any value is typed within quotation mark, that piece of text, that piece of line, or that piece would be considered as a string, whether those are numerical values, but if it is added within quotation mark. This means, like, if I will add this 20 within quotation mark, this will be considered a string and not an int. Third thing, when we will print any variable or a type of a variable, we will not use quotation mark. We will directly write the name of the variable. And there are few rules when we initialize the variable name. The first rule is that the variable name should not begin with a numerical value. It should always begin with either an underscore or alphabet. The variable names are case sensitive. This means Python is a case sensitive language. A in lowercase and A in uppercase can have different values and will mean different, and will have different meanings. We cannot associate both with the same meaning. See, both are having different meanings. I'm erasing this out so that there is no confusion. Yeah, see, a lowercase is a string and uppercase is a int. The third thing is that the variable name can contain numerical values, like it can be a1, but the numerical value cannot be the first letter or the first digit of that variable name. So these are few rules. And the last rule which I forgot was that a variable name cannot contain any symbol except for an underscore. So that was all about this video. Thank you for watching the video, and do like